Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah.
You know we love to explore new ideas, and especially ones that,
Yeah.
make think about the future. And today we are going to be diving into, well, the future of work
Yeah.
and how AI could maybe even make us happy at work.
Who would have thought?
I know, right? So we found this really interesting article, and we just had to share it with you guys.
Absolutely.
It's called Felicidad en el trabajo y la inteligencia artificial, IA, which translates to
Happiness at work and AI.
exactly.
Yeah.
So we were super intrigued by this, obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're going to kind of break down
Mm-hmm.
some of the ideas that they present in the article and think about how AI could really,
Okay.
impact our happiness in the workplace.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, when you think about AI, right now, a lot of people are like, oh, it's going to take our jobs.
Yeah.
It's
gonna
ruin
relentless
everything.
gloom.
But this article really takes a different approach.
Right.
And it's like, what if AI could actually help us be happier
Yeah.
at work?
So that's what we're diving into. So one of the first things that they talk about in this article that I think is so fascinating
Yeah.
is this idea of personalization.
Yeah.
Right? So AI can actually tailor our work experience
Incredible.
to our individual needs and preferences.
So, like, imagine, you have this AI system that knows your skills, it knows your strengths, and it can actually match tasks that are best suited for you.
Wow.
So it's not just, this generic to-do list that everybody gets. It's like,
Okay.
okay, this person's really good at this, let's give them more of that.
Yeah.
This person's not so good at this, maybe we should give them some training or...
Yeah, or give it to somebody else who's
Yeah.
better suited for it.
Exactly. So it's really about optimizing
Yeah.
your skill set and making sure that you're doing what you're best at.
And that would make people happier, I think.
Absolutely.
If you're doing things that you're good at, you're going to be more engaged, you're going to be more fulfilled, you're going to be more productive probably.
And less stressed because you're not struggling with things that you're not good at.
I mean, think about all the times you've been assigned a task that you're like,
Oh, yeah.
ugh, I'm terrible at this. This is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just dread doing it.
And you procrastinate. You don't do a good job.
Right. It's a lose-lose situation. So AI could actually help prevent that from happening.
Totally.
And then the article also mentions AI helping with like scheduling and stuff.
But yeah, flexible work schedules.
Right.
So AI can analyze your work patterns
Voice?
and your productivity levels and suggest maybe you would be more productive if you started work later
Okay.
or you took a break in the afternoon or whatever it might be.
I see.
So it's really about, tailoring the work schedule to your individual needs.
So instead of having this like 9 to 5
Yeah.
rigid structure,
Yeah, the 9 to 5 is dead.
that could be a thing of the past, which would be amazing.
That would make a lot of people happy.
I know. I would be happy about that. So that's just one area where AI could potentially, improve our happiness at work.
Yeah. And then, another thing that the article talks about is communication and collaboration.
Oh, yeah. That's a big one.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like so much of our workday is spent
Oh my gosh.
just communicating.
Emails, meetings, endless back and forth.
Right. And it
How-
could be so frustrating.
So inefficient, it can lead to misunderstandings,
Ugh.
conflicts, all sorts of problems.
So how can AI help with that?
So AI can actually, help us communicate more effectively.
Okay.
So for example, there are AI-powered chatbots
Oh, yeah.
that can handle routine questions and requests.
I see.
So instead of, having to send an email to someone
Yeah.
and wait for a response, you can just ask the chatbot
Yeah.
and get an instant answer. And that can free up a lot of time and energy.
Yeah, for sure. And then there are also platforms that can analyze team dynamics.
Like Crystal Knows. Have you heard of that?
No, tell me about that.
So Crystal Knows is this really cool platform
Mm-hmm.
that uses AI to analyze people's communication styles.
Mm-hmm.
So it can tell you, hey, if someone is more of a direct communicator, or if they're more indirect, if they're more emotional, or if they're more analytical.
I see.
And that can be really helpful for teams because it can help them understand each other better
Yeah.
and communicate more effectively.
So it's kind of like giving you a cheat sheet
Yeah,
to understanding how to talk to your boss.
exactly. Or your costs.
Like a personality decoder.
I love that. So that can prevent a lot of miscommunications and, just awkward situations,
Oh, totally.
which can lead to stress and unhappiness.
So much drama.
Can be avoided.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that's a really promising area where AI can really make a difference.
Absolutely.
So another thing that the article talks about that I think is super important is burnout
Yeah.
Because I feel like burnout is such
It's an epidemic.
it's a huge problem in the workplace. And it can lead to, you know,
Yeah.
all sorts of negative consequences.
Health problems, mental health problems, decreased productivity, all sorts of things.
Right. So how can AI help with burnout?
So AI can actually act as an early warning system
Yeah.
for burnout.
I like that.
So it can analyze your work patterns, how many hours you're working, when you're sending emails, how much time you're spending on certain tasks, and it can actually identify patterns that might indicate that you're on the verge of burnout.
Interesting.
So for example, if you're consistently working late or you're sending emails at all hours of the night,
Yeah.
AI can flag that and say, hey, you might be pushing yourself too hard.
That's that little guardian angel looking out for you.
Exactly.
But it's not a human, it's AI, which is kind of cool.
It's like a digital therapist.
Right. But that also makes me think, is that creepy?
Yeah.
Like, is it?
I mean, it's a little bit Big Brother-ish.
Yeah.
But I think the key here is transparency and control.
Okay.
So it's not about AI monitoring you without your knowledge or your consent.
Right.
It's about you opting in to the system.
Okay.
And you having control over the data that's being collected and how it's being used.
So it's more about empowering you
Exactly.
with information
Yeah.
rather than just like spying on you.
Which would be weird.
It's about giving you the tools
Yeah.
to take care of yourself.
Yeah, and make informed decisions.
And I think that's where
Yeah.
the human element still comes in. It's not about AI
Yeah.
making decisions for you. It's about AI giving you information and then you making the decisions.
I see. That makes sense. So besides preventing burnout, are there other ways that AI can help us, just improve our work experience?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So the article also talks about AI helping with professional development.
Oh, cool.
So imagine AI acting like your personal career coach.
Okay.
So it can analyze your skills, your experience, your interests, and it can actually recommend personalized training programs that can help you grow in your career.
I love that.
So it's not just about, taking random courses
Yeah.
that you find online. It's about really targeted,
Yeah.
specific training that's tailored to your needs.
So it's like AI helping you level up
Exactly.
in your career. That's amazing.
And it can also help you identify transferable skills.
So maybe you're in a job that you're not really happy with,
Yeah.
but you don't know what else you could do. AI can actually analyze your skills
Right.
and say, hey, you have these skills that could be really valuable in this other department
Interesting.
or in this other industry, and it can help you make that transition.
So instead of feeling like you're stuck
Yeah.
in a dead-end job, AI can help you find a new path.
A new direction, a new opportunity.
That would be life-changing for some people.
And then it can also help you stay ahead of the curve
Good.
by analyzing industry trends, emerging technologies,
Yeah.
and it can recommend new skills to learn. That will be in demand in the future.
So it's like future-proofing
Your
just like-
career. I love that.
So it's not just about
Yeah.
being happy in your current job.
Right.
It's about setting yourself up for success in the long term.
And speaking of success, I think another important aspect
Yeah.
of workplace happiness is feeling valued and recognized.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to feel like their work matters
Right.
and that they're being appreciated. So can AI help with that?
So AI can actually help with recognition and motivation.
Right.
So for example, it can analyze employee performance data and suggest appropriate recognition or rewards.
Interesting.
So instead of it just being
Like that.
like a subjective opinion
Yeah.
from your boss, it's like, okay, this person has consistently exceeded their targets. They've made a significant contribution to the team. They deserve some kind of recognition.
Just taking the bias
Yeah.
out of the equation,
Exactly.
which I think is a good thing.
Yeah.
Because sometimes, you
Yeah.
have those bosses who just like
Yeah.
play favorites or whatever.
Yeah.
And AI can help prevent that.
And it can also provide managers with data-driven insights
Yeah.
about employee performance. So it's not just about like gut feeling. It's about, okay, here are the numbers. This is how this person is performing. This is how they're contributing to the team.
I see. So it's more objective.
More objective, more data-driven,
Yeah.
which can lead to fairer, more equitable decisions.
And then another important topic
Yeah.
that the article touches on is inclusion and diversity.
Oh, yeah.
That's huge.
Which is obviously super important. In the
Yeah.
workplace, we want to create workplaces that are welcoming and inclusive to everyone.
Absolutely.
So how can AI contribute to that?
So AI can actually help. mitigate bias
Okay.
in hiring processes. So,
Accurate.
for example, it can analyze job descriptions
Hmm.
and identify language that might be unintentionally discouraging
Uh,
to certain groups of people.
Interesting.
So, for example, if a job description uses a lot of cove, very masculine language,
It might get.
discourage women from applying,
Okay.
or if it uses a lot of very technical jargon, it might discourage people who don't have a technical background from applying.
So AI can kind of flag
Yeah.
those potential red flags and
Yes,
say,
yeah.
hey, maybe you should
Oh.
rephrase this or reconsider this language
And make it more inclusive.
for everyone.
And that could lead to a
Yeah.
more diverse
Mm.
pool of applicants.
Absolutely. Which is good for everyone.
Right. It's good for the companies, it's good for the individuals, it's good for society.
Diversity is good for innovation. It's good for creativity. It's good for problem solving.
So yeah, AI can really help
Excellent.
promote inclusion and diversity, which
Yeah.
is awesome.
And you know, another thing that I think is really interesting is AI's potential to create a healthier work environment.
Oh yeah, tell me more about that.
So imagine your workspace adjusting to your ideal temperature,
Wait.
lighting,
Wow.
noise levels. So AI can actually monitor environmental conditions and automatically adjust them
Wow.
to create a more comfortable, more productive work environment.
That's so cool.
So if you're someone who gets cold easily,
Yeah.
AI can make sure that the temperature is always nice and warm for you.
Yeah.
Or if you're someone who's sensitive to noise, AI can make sure that the noise levels are kept low. So it's really about creating a personalized work environment
Oh, I love that.
that optimizes your
Yeah.
well-being.
Yeah.
And it can also suggest well-being activities like stretching breaks
Oh.
or guided meditations or even just reminders to get up and move around.
So it's like AI being your wellness coach.
Exactly.
I love it. So this has been such a fascinating conversation.
It really has.
I feel like we've just scratched the surface.
Oh, yeah. There's so much more to explore with AI and the future of work.
But I think the main takeaway here is that AI doesn't have to be this scary thing that's going to take our jobs and make our lives miserable. It can actually be a tool that can help us create a more fulfilling, more equitable, and even happier work experience.
Excellent.
So what do you think? What are your thoughts on AI and the future of work? Do you think AI can make us happier at work? What aspects of AI excite you or maybe even worry you? We'd love to hear from you. Let us know in the comments below. And until next time, happy working.